Hi, so this is video number 6. John again, thank you for coming back. Just before I continue where I left off on the last video, I just want to say if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and tell as many people as possible, your friends, family, acquaintances, even strangers on the street or at the coffee shop, wherever. The more people you tell, the better. The more people find out about these dangerous technologies that basically aircraft and cell towers that are highly likely probably being hacked and weaponized, okay, killing some people and putting God knows how many other people at risk. Millions would be my estimation. The more people find out about this, the better. So tell as many people as possible. And also, if you feel compelled by this evidence as I'm presenting it, throughout these videos, if you feel compelled, like I do, and by the end of these videos, if you don't already feel compelled that this is strong circumstantial evidence, if you're not already convinced of that, then I think you will be before this series of videos is over. And there's going to be like over a dozen of these videos if I stay alive long enough to put them all up, right? Because I'm putting up on average, just 1 or 2 per week, right? So anyway, by the end of this year, 2023, all of the videos should be on, should be out there. So if you feel, convinced at any point, if you feel compelled to do something besides just tell other people about it, which is good too, also, right? Like I said, the more people you tell, the better. But besides that, I'm asking you earnestly, if you feel compelled, then also what you can do is contact local politicians, your state or provincial politicians, right? In the States, in the U.S., it's your state politicians. In Canada, it's the provincial ones, and in both countries, it's the federal ones as well. So contact all of those. Contact, your political representatives at all levels of government. And if there are any lawyers out there who want to donate some time, or ex-police officers or private investigators who want to do some extra work on this, want to research my brother, extra on this, and find out maybe some other evidence against him, because I also got a feeling that some of these crimes he may have been present on location when these crimes happened, even though if he's doing the remote control, airplane hacking and crashing, like if he's doing it by computer, which of course he would be doing it by computer, right? Then he would he could be in any location around the world, right? Obviously, because whatever network he's using to access the plane's computer systems on board the planes, whether he's using the internet or a phone network or some private network that's only normally available among the airline industry, like airplanes and traffic control pilots or personnel, whatever network he's using to access the aircraft, basically that would be that would allow him to be anywhere in the world, to do the hacks, right? So just like you can access the internet or any telephone system anywhere in the world just by going on the internet or going on your telephone wherever you are, right? And you can access a telephone network or internet anywhere in the world, right? So then he doesn't have to be on location, and probably for a lot of these he's not on location just because it wouldn't be practical, right? I mean, he does, or at least he used to do a fair bit of world traveling, right? And I think that, a lot of these crimes are international, right? I think that, like, I can't remember where those Max jets crashed, but I know it was outside of North America, and there's been other aircraft, and I'm going to get to them, including in this video. I'm going to get to other ones that, have been also internationally, but then also in Canada and in the States. Okay, so basically, so because they're all over the place, he probably doesn't travel to all those locations at the time, when when the crashes happen, if he's hacking them and crashing them, right? But I think that, I think for some of them, I just get a hunch, I get a feeling that for some of them, even though he's doing it by remote control, with a computer, it can therefore be done from anywhere in the world. I still get the feeling that for some of them he wants to be there in person to witness the crash in person. So basically I strongly suspect that for some of these crashes he is on location as he does the hacking, and he watches, either with binoculars or with his eyes, just with the naked eye, he watches the crash as it happens, right? Like, I think he has line of sight, from wherever he's sitting or standing with his computer to the aircraft as it's going down, and I think I think he witnesses some of it live, on location. And so if there's anybody out there, like I said, decent police officers or former police officers or private investigators or investigative journalists, any people out there with special access to databases, esoteric databases that only such people like police officers and private investigators have access to those bases, those databases. If there's anybody out there like that, who wants to do some voluntary work for a really great purpose, to put an end to this insanity, to get additional evidence against him, excuse me, then please do that. Try and find out his location for for some of these crashes when they happen, right? Like, and again, I'm going to put many more of these crashes on these videos, the locations of them, and the dates of the crashes, right? These major details, right? So that you can then look at those, and then try to find out where he was at that point, right? Where when the crashes happen, right? And again, and I'll have more information about this, more details to give you about that, to make your to make your search more easier. I'll give you more information, regarding trying to find out where he was during each particular crash, right? I'll do that on my little website, which, depending on when you're watching this video, may already be up, or it may not be, but if not, it will be soon. Certainly before the end of September, I will have my little website on, going, and I'll have information on there that I can't post on these large social media sites, right? Because of their policies regarding stuff that you can or can't post, right? So I'm going to have information out there that police officers or private investigators or investigative journalists may find helpful, to try and find out where exactly, to research my brother, to try and find out where exactly he was during those crashes, right? So basically I'm going to have information on there to help you do that, right? And that's all I'm going to say about it on these videos, again, because if I say too much, they may not let me post it on these on this large social media site, whichever particular large social media site you're watching this on. Okay, so now, what was I saying before about my finger? Oh yeah, right. So okay. So basically, the reason I wanted to mention about my finger was, that is proof positive that my brother is an immoral person, right? Oh, but also I mentioned in the previous video as I was ending, I had to cut it off quickly because I was approaching the 15-minute mark quickly. So also I was saying about I see another connection between the football and what's happening with the airplanes. Um, uh, Airplanes, I should say aircraft, because I believe it's not just airplanes, but also a number of helicopters that have gone down because of hacking, and of course I believe he is the one who caused them to go down. And when I say helicopters, I mean also lots of U.S. military helicopters, and there's one just like in late August here. This is late August now still, and just several days ago or a week ago or so, there was another U.S. military helicopter that crashed with at least 20 people on board, and at least a few of them got killed, at least. And also, I believe the name of that helicopter was a V-22, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to do more research on that one. I just heard on the radio news, so I just remember going by memory what I remember. But the 22 is significant. It's a significant number, and I'll explain that in the future too when I get more into detail into that crash. But now, just getting back to what I was saying about the connection between the crashes in general and the football and digits, right? Remember I said before my brother's into numerology, right? Numerology enthusiasts, right? Well, numbers are digits, right? Well, fingers are also digits, right? So I see a connection there because, he's into numbers in the sense of, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., right? But then it seems that he's also into breaking people's fingers, right? So he's into digits on both, he's into digits in terms of numbers, but also digits in terms of fingers, because he causes people's fingers to break, right? And he causes them to break with a flying weapon, right? What is an airplane? It's a flying weapon. If someone hacks and remote controls an airplane to crash, that's a weapon. Whether it crashes into like a building or a house and it's used as a weapon against the people inside that dwelling, or whether it just crashes into the ground and then it's used as a weapon for the passengers and the pilots of the airplane, right? Either way, it's a weapon, right? If it's hacked and crashed, then the airplane becomes a weapon. Well, that flying football that broke my finger, that was another flying weapon, right? So you got the other connection. So you got that connection there too. You got the football, a flying weapon. You got the airplane, a flying weapon. You got him being into numerology, numbers, digits, right? And then you got him being into digits in the sense that he causes people's digits to be broken by a flying weapon, right? So there's another connection there. Now, this video, again, we're approaching the 15-minute mark soon, in a couple minutes, so I want to see. Okay, I won't be able to explain this next air disaster completely in the next couple of minutes, but I'm going to start it anyway, because, the sooner the better. So I'm going to show you here a receipt. I'm going to flip my screen over again on this crazy camcorder so I can focus in on the receipt. Okay, this receipt. Now, I got stuff blocked out here because, again, I don't know the policy of this, these large social media sites. Like I said, they won't allow my last name. I don't know what else they will or won't allow. So just to be on the safe side, I'm blocking out the name of the hotel and the address of the hotel. And of course, my last name again is blocked out there. And I got it folded over on top here. There's a crease there. The name of the hotel is on the other part of that paper. That's why I folded it over so you can't see the name of the hotel. So they got no excuse to block this video on that grounds, right? So when I want to show you this hotel I stayed at. Okay, I'll tell you this much. It was in Ontario, Canada. Okay, and I stayed in room 321. Okay, just remember that 321. Now the date, it was 2021 for this particular stay. This one was only a one-night stay on the night of November 21, 2021. And the thing is, though, the next day. I'm going to flip this over because that's served its purpose. So I can focus on myself again and on the little time elapsing on the screen here. So after that, the reason I stayed there just one night was to test the room to see if it would be suitable, especially quiet, because I really like quiet when it comes to hotel rooms, right? So this room was good. So the next day I paid for 30 days. So I stayed there for a month, and then I was gone for a few days, and then I stayed for another 30 days. And then I stayed for, a couple of weeks later, again in February of 2022, I stayed yet a little bit longer, but that time just for a few days in another room because room 321 was no longer available. But the point is, I stayed in room 321 most of the time that I stayed in that hotel. And then in March, so just a few months later, what happened on 321, March 21? The China air jet crashed. I'll get more to that in the next video. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.